Cool. All right, we got it all started and broadcast and recording, so we are good to go.
All right.
So we're still just doing a few quick setup things here. Add that link, and then I just need to add the link for the actual broadcast. There's that. All right, so and then for this, all we need here, like when you guys do this, we just, well, I don't know if we need any of this really. Important docs, maybe just all this. Okay, so
So we're starting the recording?
yeah, it's all started already.
Okay.
So as far as our agenda goes, we got the recording going, we got the documents, agenda going, the session rules. I can help facilitate. Does anyone help with notes, Jay and Jorge?
Sure.
Does anyone help with timekeeping?
Yes,
Yeah.
I can help with that.
So it'll be Nelly and Jorge.
Yeah.
Yes.
Video indexing, Nelly, you're doing that already.
Mm-hmm.
Session value tracking,
Yeah, I can help with that.
Nelly and Jay. And master document updating,
I will do that, yes.
Nelly too. Okay, cool. So let's do our check-ins, and you know, this is going to be an hour meeting, so that should be fine as far as the time. We have 1 hour, which means we need to start wrapping up by, like, you know, 15 minutes to 10 minutes beforehand. So let's do check-ins. Does anyone want to start checking in?
Okay, I can start. Okay, yesterday was a good day. I already started second season of Sense8, so I'm very excited. I'm really happy about it. And we were just talking and having fun, and I'm thinking about writing a story for a movie or something like that. So that's it.
Very cool.
Check. I feel like I'm like a 7. Check.
Well, I'll go next. I'm doing pretty good. Been busy. But overall, I am excited about how things are moving forward, and you know, although things haven't really stabilized, they're definitely going the right direction. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it on my side. And excited about this life support call. It's going to be one of our first with, like, we have 4 of us on, which is exciting. Cool. Check. Oh, I'm a 6.5.
Hi, I'll go next. This is Melissa. I'm in Santa Clara, California right now, and just got back from the East Coast after 3 months, and I am at 5 because I'm a little stressed out about all the things I have to get done before I fly to Hong Kong on Sunday morning. And there's another conference call I have to be on in 50 minutes. So I might check out a little bit early just to prep for it. But that's how I'm doing. Yep.
Jorge?
Right. Today was a busy day during the morning. I was doing some errands with my girlfriend, and I just arrived home. I'm feeling like a 6 today. Check.
All right, cool. So we got Nelly, Jay, Melissa, and Jorge. Is anyone else here? I think it's just the
No,
4
I
of us.
don't think so.
Awesome. Okay,
3
cool.
of us and Melissa.
Great. So just to let you know, this is a life support call, and basically the life support calls are very different than all of our other calls. This is actually part of the Support Alliance, right? But we still kind of, the foundation is individual lives. And instead of the agenda items being all of the topics and issues that we're dealing with all the organizations, the agenda items are the people, right? So it's like during your agenda item, you can talk about anything that you want to. You can talk about your own personal needs, your own personal life, like how we can help you. And then, or you can talk about your organization or your life dreams or what you want help with. I mean, it can be anything. So, because it's your space, you can do whatever you want with it. So it can be either about you or it can be about your organizations or about anything that you need to do with your life to make your life easier, whether it's organizational or personal. So that's pretty much that. Does anyone have questions of how the life support session?
No.
Cool. So then
No,
from here, all we do is we basically just prioritize the agenda. I would prioritize Mel over everyone else because she does need to get going, and we want to talk about somewhat of a her plan for the next hour. So that's important. And then maybe we could put in Nelly and then Jorge and then me at the end, and then we have basically 40 minutes, I would say. So is that right? 40, because it's 50 total, and we're going to do 10 minutes for wrap up. So it'd be 40 minutes total. If we divide by 4 of us, that would be 10 minutes each. So, the timekeeper should do a 5-minute, like, okay, we're halfway through. And then really we should be ending these and wrapping it up within, like, you have 2 minutes, like at 8 minutes. It's like, okay, we need to wrap up and move on to the next person. Okay?
Okay.
So the time frame, so each person basically gets 8 minutes before wrapping up. And then we give a 5-minute warning. Okay. And does this order sound good? Mel, Nelly, Jorge, and then Jay?
Sure.
Awesome.
Yes.
I can go second. It's fine. I'd love to hear, more about you guys too. But this is my first life support session.
Cool.
So I
Yeah.
can go first. Mhm.
Yeah. I mean, it's each person gets to decide.
I wouldn't like to start because I still don't know like the dynamic yet. So I would like to see someone else doing it first to later on do it.
Jorge, do you want to start?
No, I'll feel more comfortable if.
Well, I guess I am by default gonna have to start.
Yeah, go for it, Jay.
I'm a terrible example though, because like my life is like total chaos. Oh man, so this is not typically how most people would be, but what are you gonna do? All right, so wow, my life. Well, and I wanted to start by just saying that with the life support, each person gets to decide what they want to talk about. So in some of our organizational meetings, we actually spend more time doing introductions and getting to know people. Whereas in this time, if someone wants to do an introduction, they can, but it's their time. They have their 5-10 minutes, right? So it's like they don't have to spend 3 minutes introducing their whole life history if they don't want to. So anyways, for me, on my personal side of things, it's very, very difficult and overwhelming, and it is helpful having some funds coming in, for sure. So I'd say right now it's like I'm getting like $1,500. But I really need like what is it, like $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 a month to live off of. So that's definitely difficult. Some of the things that are like personally overwhelming for me, right? So like liability, like I keep thinking about these liabilities that are hard to pay for. So there's like car payments, right? Car payments. I don't even do rent, right? So rent is like off the table. No rent because I live with my parents. So it would be nice to be able to pay rent, but I can't. From there, it's basically like I have my partner James, right? So James, it's probably like $5,000 to $10,000 of basically teeth, right? Could easily be like $2,000 to $2,000, $3,000 plus, for like some medical bills. It's like, how do you even start dealing with that? I mean, it's crazy, right? And that's just those are just like, some of the personal liability bills that I want to help. And obviously I have, dentist and health costs as well, right? My own personal health costs. And then there's also my court case with the government, right? So I'm suing the government because they're basically like bankrupting me because I ran for office. Government. And it's just overwhelming, and it's just like I basically pushed this in the background, and like haven't been dealing with it, but I need to deal with it in the next few months. It just has to happen, because there's no way else I can justify. And this is about $15,000. So anyways, there's a lot of liabilities to deal with, and there's also credit card bills, and I mean the list goes on and on and on. List goes on and on and on. All the other things. So it's definitely a tough situation for me. That's like the main things is like, how do I balance like my personal life with all of the work? So for the work, it's like you have the FQN community network, which is 3 to 4 full-time positions. And then we have very little budget, right? There's probably like, I don't know, maybe, I think we were getting to the point where maybe we have like a $2,000 to $3,000 budget, right? But if you take that annually, let's say 2,500 and divide it by 12, it would be about $200 a month, $200 per month. But luckily we have the EXA FQN contracts, and this is like $5,000 per month, which is very exciting. So that's helping a lot. And then there's also all the sponsorship, and like Mel's talking about, we have Another World. We have like maybe 5 organizations with the Community Life Network, which is our umbrella nonprofit. So anyways, I'm just very, very thankful to like you, Nelly, and Jorge, and other people who are helping out. I'm glad they can pay you guys. And my hope is that eventually, once we get dealing with these exit contracts and getting that dealt with, that we'll be able to move on to the other dozens of organizations that need our help and get the public involved in all the movements. So there's a lot. That's sort of my life and where I'm at. So, and I need endless help. So I don't know where we're at the time.
Still on time. You still have 2 minutes.
I have 2 minutes left. So
2 minutes more.
2 minutes. So anyways, does anyone have any questions or ideas on what I should do, or just like, helping me with this? I mean, it's just a lot. I don't even know how to get started. But hopefully week by week we can start dealing a little more, chipping off little pieces and try to stabilize. Did anyone hear me? I'll say it again. So does anyone have any questions or ideas or being able to help me? Or I mean, that's basically my situation. So then this is the part where we try to, maybe it's just too much to take in. This is a terrible example of how a life session works, because I'm like the most complicated, overwhelming person, right, ever, right? Because there's so much going on, and this is only like, the umbrella of it. There's like 100 other things that I could have listed out that I'm trying to deal with in my life. But this is like the main one. So does anyone have anything to say?
Yeah, I'd like to just say, like, on the financial issues, I think you're in better shape than it seems like in the past, and it's great that you don't have to get rent. And in terms of low-cost dental care, that's available. I can send you some resources, and a focus on investor relations and then narrowing down your scope of work sounds great, but you have a great attitude about it despite things being overwhelming. So you're good.
Yeah, and I mean, for me, one of the things that I'm hopeful for is that we will eventually get through the backlog of all the EXA work, so that we can start opening up the whole FQN community network, including this time here, and broadening out our support for both all the work that I'm doing as well as other people. So, and that really comes into where Nelly and Jorge are helping out a lot, which is awesome.
Great.
So anything you want to add, Nelly or Jorge, ideas or suggestions or ways you'd want to help?
Well, it's like our situation is not quite different. The thing is that, yeah, here is, well, a lot different.
Well, Jorge, we wouldn't want to talk about yourself until your agenda item. We're still on my agenda item. So the question is, how can we help me, right? One important note here is that, you know, you and Nelly literally can get paid for helping me, which is amazing that we even have a budget, you know? So like, but anyways, if you guys want to add anything, but then Jorge, you can go, you know, after Mel or whatever, you can talk all about your local situation and how we can help you. But first, let's just finish up with me. Is there any last thing, Jorge or Nelly, you want to mention about me?
Is it really important to have a car? Because you can have a nice bike or a scooter. It will be cheaper and more affordable, and it could help you move anywhere.
Yeah, I mean, the car situation in the United States is sort of like mandatory, and also it's you know, James, we share the car, and he commutes like an hour to work there, a half an hour there and back every day to work. So it's sort of like a necessity for work and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. Nelly, any last thing that before we move on to the next person? Is Nelly here? Did we lose her?
No, Nelly's gone.
Nelly, we lost Nelly. Okay. All right. So I think we're ready to go on to Mel. Are you ready, Mel?
Yeah, sure. Jay, I just wanted, well, I need to ask you a question about Another World. But I've only been home like 3 days, and I have another international trip this weekend. I'm feeling very blessed and grateful to have a lot of opportunities and finally investment in me and my business. So I'm still figuring out how to use that funding. And
did you actually get the funding already?
I got a pledge, yes.
Oh, pledge, cool, but not the actual money yet.
No, and that's a matter of me just sending, and yeah, so cool. That's in the works. And basically, I feel rushed to leave because there's things I have to do, and I think it's part of my journey, and it should be exciting. So for me to go, although I wish I had more time at home with everyone, but I did book my flight last night, so I'm leaving Sunday morning, Jay. And I don't know if I can see you before then. And I'm going to be managing events abroad and writing some grants for the university and meeting with some interesting people. So that's what I'm doing at the moment. My question for you, Jay, is about Another World. The conference call very soon. Are you going to be on it? And then are you going to... this is what I planned to say. David wanted me to say basically that it's fiscally sponsored as I just need the language. Like right now, it's fiscally sponsored as a what? You know?
Well, I mean, we all agree that telling investors that a company is, quote, fiscally sponsored is like, it's like stabbing yourself in the back. I mean, it doesn't make any sense to say that at all. I mean, unless you're trying to get people to think that it's really awkward and weird, you know? So that's the first part that I don't understand is why he even brings it up in the first place, right? So, I mean, all they really need to say is that Another World is an LLC. It's currently an LLC, and we're thinking about transferring and turning it into a B Corp. Or a for-profit corporation.
Okay.
I mean, but the thing I don't understand is why do they need to know about all the sponsorship? Why do they need to know about, you know, all of the different aspects of, you know, the umbrella? I mean, if anything, I would say that it's an umbrella, you know, cooperatively run company that Another World is a part of, you know, and then that sounds like, you know, it's a really cool company that is, pushing beyond the boundaries.
Okay, so I'm just gonna say that that Another World is currently an LLC, and we're considering changing it into a for-benefit corporation. And then if people ask about the details, yes, it's under an umbrella. Under an umbrella, and that the umbrella takes at the moment 7.5% of current investments. If they ask, I'm not going to volunteer that information. And then
well, it's not that we take it; it's that's the proposal that Another World made to the umbrella. If the question actually came up about the sponsorship and the actual administration fees for all the taxes and all the legal liability, all that kind of stuff, it should be presented as it actually is, which is that it can change at any time. Like Another World controls the proposal and can change their proposal whenever they want to for the sponsorship of the administrative fees. But those administrative fees are paying for all of the taxes and the the legal structure, all the work that goes into running the actual business itself.
Okay, great.
The legal.
Right. Okay, so how does this sound? Another World is currently an LLC and considering changing into a for-benefit B Corp. And anyone asks that it's under an umbrella that covers the legal liability, administration, and the taxes, and that it's even though it's 7.5% of revenue, it could change at any time because Another World controls it. Okay.
Yeah, like that currently the admin fees are 7.5%, but that can be changed with the proposal.
Okay.
That Another World, and specifically David, proposed 7.5%. Like that was the proposal that he made. So he could change it if he wanted to. So that's pretty clear, I think, as far as like the current status. Obviously, if it's changing itself into a for-benefit corporation, first of all, there's no such thing as a for-benefit corporation. That's just a term, kind of like a social profit is just a term. It doesn't actually exist. There's no actual social profit corporation, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's just a for-profit corporation. It's like a C corp, but yeah, perfectly fine. Okay. So if anyone asks a detail of what
or a B Corp.
Sorry, say again.
He wants to change it to a B Corp or a C Corp.
He hasn't been clear about that. Like a for-benefit corporation is a C corp. A benefit corporation or a public benefit corporation is a B corp.
Okay.
Right. So he hasn't clarified whether he wants it to be, this general idea of a for-benefit corporation, which is really just a corporation that they slap a pretty name on, right? So basically saying, oh, it's a corporation that we use for doing good things. Instead of creating a nonprofit, we created a for-profit corporation, but it's for social purposes. That's a for-benefit corporation, right?
Mm-hmm.
Whereas a B Corp is actually a legal structure that is a B Corp, and it has a divided social benefit purpose within its articles, right? So it's slightly different. It's a little more involved, complex, but
okay.
Yeah.
All right. Sounds good.
Yeah, and just so you know, my personal goal here is to basically be in that call, like to at least have like a connection to it in case questions come up, and so I'll be there, but I don't know what me and Jorge and Nelly are going to decide, if we want to join the call completely, or if we want to do our own things and just kind of have, but I'll definitely be at least on both. So that I'm there. You can text me or whatever if you need me to say something. I'm distracted, but I want to record it. I want to record the call and like make sure we at least have the documentation of the recording, even if there's not like notes and everything. And as you know, I would love to get more involved, and I would love us to be able to have Another World as a client, but it's just like I've been trying to negotiate with David for months and months now with nothing. So, I don't know what to say about that. He doesn't want to talk. He doesn't want to negotiate anything. He doesn't want to work out an agreement or arrangement. So maybe, hopefully, it'll, like we talked about last week, that this is a definitive call where either nothing's going to change, or there's going to be pressure from the group to basically, take over, or he's going to present a new structure to create a new structure for decision making. So one of those three things are going to happen.
Correct.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Okay.
I have a question for you, Mel.
Mm-hmm.
what's up with this brand new international trip? I love you. Like, oh, I'm coming back to California. It's like, oh, actually, I'm gone. So how long are you gone for? And you're what university you're working for? Is this Geno's University?
Yeah, this is Gino, Polytechnical University in Hong Kong, and it's 1 month to the end to 5 months. That's it. And after we come back, it's just that there's this conference in Shanghai that I have to get to, and they're paying me. So yep. It feels like I have to go. I feel a little pressured. I thought I had at least 10 days here. It looks like I only have 7. It's just to see how things are there. You know, I'm not. Yeah. So I made the decision last night.
Great.
Yeah, and me and you have our work session call this evening where we need to go over other things. So yeah.
Super cool, yo. Alrighty. Awesome. Any other questions, Jorge or Nelly for Mel?
Nope, not for me.
Cool. Well, hopefully we'll
Nelly's not here.
Nelly's not here yet. So yeah, hopefully we'll be able to dive down deeper into helping you, Mel. But I think we covered everything that you had. Obviously, if you have other things that you need help with, for example, if clients who are here while you're off in Shanghai, we can make some decisions about that later today when we talk. And let me just make sure I have the call-in information on the email. And Jorge, you can help with the time on this. In half an hour, there's this important conference call for Another World, who's one of our sponsored projects.
All right. So far, we are. It's 2:32. We still have 20 minutes, but we need to start wrapping in like 20 minutes, right?
Yep.
Okay.
All right. So if I go here and I try to go down a little bit. No. Check in. Oh boy. Too many emails. There we go. Invitation for Another World call. Google Hangouts link invite below. So it's going to be a Google Hangout. And I just click on the button. Mel?
I didn't realize it was Google Hangout. Okay, cool. Yeah.
So we don't really know. We just think that it might be Google Hangout. We're just not really sure.
Hold on, I'm going to check right now. Yeah, it's probably a Google Hangout. So basically, we're all live. All right.
Okay, well, if I have problems getting on, I will text you and bug you and see what we can figure out.
Okay.
Cool.
Great.
Awesome. So yeah. All right. Anything else from you, Mel, or should we go on to Jorge?
No, let's go on to Jorge, and then I got to jump off.
Okay, cool. Yeah. All right, Jorge, your turn.
Okay, my situation is like pretty similar to Jay's, but here we the difference that we pay rent here. I sold my car because we were supposed to travel to Australia, but still this not the time to apply. Right now, I am trying to work to have 3 different jobs, but it's still very difficult because the situation here is not like the most favorable in terms of working because there's so underpaid jobs over here. And well, it's not like my girlfriend has been my biggest support right now because she says like, all right, if you get a job then you don't like how much they're paying because since you went to high school and you went to the university, so there's no reason for you to work for pennies. So right now, yeah, I'm actually I'm actually trying to to help here in the house as much as possible. We have 2 dogs, and we live in an apartment, so we actually pay rent and like public services and everything. But right now, I guess that if I can find a job like pays around $1,000 monthly, it would be just enough to be like at ease, to be like relaxed. But because well, it's quite difficult to find a job like that here because they're very specific sometimes. So I'm trying to find jobs on embassies, and I have sent like 1,000 CVs all around. I'm trying to work online as well, translating documents. The translation business is not it's not being too good right now. Yeah. So right now, I guess my girlfriend says that we should move to a different country, but I don't want to leave my dogs here because they become like my children. I spend a lot of time with them, and they get used to me. And I think that will be one of the biggest decisions that we can make. So leaving our dogs will be leaving the little dog with my mother-in-law, and the big dog with my girlfriend's sister-in-law. I don't like because she made my little dog to be run by a car because she's like on medication, and she's like sleepy the whole time. So in August last year, a car ran into my dog. Luckily, it was not that bad, but I have to pay a lot of medical exams for my dog. So the bill may not seem that high as in the United States, but here is like different. So I have to pay like around $200 to $300 in X-rays and medication and treatment for my dog. That's why I don't like my my girlfriend's stepsister. She's the wife of one of her brothers. So yeah, I don't really rely on their family taking care of my dog. So I really don't care if I make like a lot of money, but I would like to take them with me. So we have been discussing to live in Australia or live in a different country. But right now, I think we're trying to stabilize because if we're going to live like overseas, we need a budget, and we need to know that if we spend that money there, like we also need to get a job for there. So that was the plan, like the main plan when we were going to Australia. Right now, we also have a small business, but it's not working because if you have business with family, it's not like really good because your family, well, her family in this case, even though we were going to help them, one of our brothers was like against us, like having that business, even though we were going to help him as well. But it's like envy. Here, the thing is that envy can kill more people than bullets sometimes. So we were trying to start another business with bracelets. As a matter of fact, she has been working like both of us have been working on the brand, and we have a brand of bracelets and like handmade with really good materials, and we're looking forward to sell those on the regular market here on the local market. But also we want to send them to Australia. Probably we can get more money over there because, well, it's like they're handmade, takes a long time to do them, and they're really good quality. So we have different plans right now, but the main plan right now is like getting stabilized in financial terms, and And I don't know. Also, we have been discussing about the idea of buying a new car and start our Uber business as well. So I can drive like 5 hours a day, work another 3 hours, and work another 4 hours, and drive another 2 hours. So there will be more likely if we cannot get it stabilized. She's working with the government right now, but we need to save more money if we want to do anything, because business here is like really hard. So that would be me.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like saving money is so important, and I haven't been able to save money like for so long. It's been like decades. It's so hard, like, because I can't even pay my existing costs. It's like, are you kidding me? So, but the biggest question I have for you, Jorge, is like, typically when I talk to people like in the United States, right, the discussion is always about like, one, stabilizing locally. So I understand that part of what you guys are doing, and the other was always like, if we're moving to another country, because a lot of people from the United States move to other countries. I mean, I see it all the time. The question is always like, moving to another country that is lower cost. So for example, when me and James talk about moving, we're always talking about moving to a cheaper state or a cheaper city, because California is so ridiculously expensive. So, and then also, we're talking about moving to Europe or somewhere where I have dual citizenship, where I can get a job or do whatever. So like, explain more about moving to Australia and why you guys want to move to Australia and how that works out. Where Australia is one of the more expensive places in the world to live, right?
Yeah, but as a matter of fact, we were checking that because we have like the $12,000, which it takes for her to study English. So we had the money like saved, and but we can pay the course. In fact, we have already paid half of the course over there on Shafstone School. One of the
Jorge,
best.
do you know that if you move to Australia, Marriott, they will pay you to move there if you are a married couple, and if you tell the government that you will have your kids in Australia. And actually, they give Marriott. If you yes, so you have to marry your girlfriend, and
Wow.
they will pay you. They give you a fee for every kid that you have there in Australia, and they give you like a government, I don't know, fee or something for every kid that you have there.
Well, the kids,
so you have to.
The thing is that we don't really want to have kids right now because.
Well, I mean, it's just some information.
All right, thank you. The thing is that we have like everything organized, because since I have the language is not a barrier right now for me, so I could actually get jobs that pay $20 an hour, 20 Australian dollars in that case. And we also have a friend over there, which is he's married already, but he's living over there, so he actually said we can stay with them and pay rent as they do, and he said, well, actually, what I do here, I clean. I'm a cleaner. So my friend is a cleaner over there. He gets paid like $10 an hour, right? He said that he's been working a lot, but he has been able to pay a lot of his debt right, from there.
So what
they have
like
3 days off during the week.
What I know is that if you go like a married couple, they will give you more opportunities in Australia than if you go like a single, like singles.
Well, we were not quite singles because we have a document from public notary, right? And which says that we've been living for more than 2 or 3 years now, and
okay.
We share like same mailing address, and we have like a lot of receipts, like public receipts to back that up. And I even made a photography file. Like I send that file as well, like to support that date by date, month by month. We used to travel around. We have different pictures everywhere, and that our relationship is not based only because we want to get a visa. No, so right now it's like very difficult, but we're trying to apply again on June or July
Cool.
in that case. So
Well,
probably we
should-
can do it. The thing is that I really don't want to leave my dogs here, but
yeah.
if the visa is approved, I'm gonna have to do it and move forward.
Well, obviously, there's a lot more we could talk about. Like, you have the cool business ideas, and then obviously we can talk about adding hours and more, helping work with us more. So let's talk about that too. But let's go ahead and move on to Nelly because we don't have a lot of time left for this time, and we can talk more
Yes.
about your
Okay.
pay and other situations afterwards. Because we're definitely at the 10-minute mark for Jorge.
Okay, so what I'm thinking right now, first I talk about my situation.
So I mean, the way it works is this is your time. You can talk about whatever you want to. You don't even have to talk about yourself. You can talk about your dreams, your organizations. I mean, with Mel, we
Okay.
talked about another world.
Well, we have a family business.
Mhm.
It's about beauty. Like what we do is like I don't know what could be the translation. It's Osono. I don't know the translation in English. Ozone therapy.
Ozone
Do you have
therapy?
that? Ozone therapy.
Ozone therapy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's a big
Ozone
thing.
therapy
Yeah,
and
it's big time.
mesotherapy. So
Yeah.
that's what we do in the clinic.
Right.
And I would like to help a little bit more to grow that that business, but in order to in the future get my own business, which is like a cafeteria or a gaming bar. Well, not gaming bar, gaming cafeteria, more like that. I'm not into bars because I don't drink, but more like a cafeteria. But with a gaming place, like for people to go and play video games, but also have a snack and a coffee and perhaps a beer. That I would like to do. But right now I'm more into get one single job because having two jobs is a little bit exhausting. So I'm more into just like 1 30-hour job, more stable, and like just one, and have more time for me to do a little bit more things, to go out and exercise, have a hobby. I love to draw, so do more drawings, do more painting, because of working and trying to achieve all my business dreams. I've been or my financial dreams. I've been neglecting a little bit my hobbies and my personal dreams that are, like having more holistic life, like complete life, like healthy, because I'm already eating healthy, all organic, without sugar. I'm already in that part, but I think I'm lacking a little bit of exercise and my mental hobbies like drawing or painting. So I would like to achieve that, like the full life, the complete life. Yes, that's what I'm looking for.
Right.
Very cool. So just to make sure I'm clear, it sounds like you have 3 different things going on. You've got, we have 2 jobs, right? So that's really 2 things there. Plus you have your own life, right? And then you have your family business, right?
Yes.
And you have your dream of your own cafe, gaming cafe
Yes.
business. So
Yes.
that sounds like what you got on your plate, and into your own life. You want more drawing, health, and drawing health and wellness. Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
So what I love about this is actually like between me, Mel, and Jorge, and then you, Nelly. From what you described, obviously it's not everything, but from what you just described, we can actually contain it in a list, right? So me and Jorge, as well as Mel, it was not even possible for us to even give the whole description and to make a list. So this is great. We actually have the whole list of your life and can help from there. Obviously, the hardest thing to deal with is the financial side of it and the time. Like, how do you organize the time? Because that's one of the things I have the most trouble with, is like we put so much time into the work and everything always takes more work and more time. And it totally takes away from our family and family businesses. On the bigger picture, we are working on some societal evolutions with our economic systems that will help with that.
Yeah.
But in terms of the short term, we can see about trying to extend. I mean, you're proposing potentially doing like 20 hours, which would be a little bit more. But so we can see what we can try to help with that. It's it just all kind of depends, but it's really cool to, and I love that you want to put more time into your health and wellness, because that is just so important.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And also on the other side, I would like to, now that I'm building the second floor of my home, I would like to have like a roof garden with
I guess we lost you.
everything.
Oh, we missed you. You were just starting to talk about your roof garden, and I'm like, wow.
Yeah, I would like to have my roof garden with my garden with plants and herbs and everything, so I can grow my own food.
Wow, that's great.
I know.
You just lost me again, right?
I know, we could hear you. We heard that the growing your own food.
Yeah, I would like to grow my own food, like my own vegetables.
And yeah, I mean, in my opinion, I mean, of the four of us, you sound like you're the most stabilized in your life. Where like Mel's traveling around the world, doesn't even know what she can do. Jorge's thinking about like how where are you gonna move and like all the other stuff. And then like me, it's like I don't even know what's going on. And so it's like wow, but we still want to help you as much as we can. And like, what about your dream of your own cafe business? Like, what kind of timeline would that be? Would that be like in like 5 years and 2 years? Is that something you actually want to actively do now? And what do you need to do to make that?
I'm thinking 5 years.
5 years, yeah.
I'm thinking 5 years.
Nice.
Because right now what I'm doing, I'm saving money.
Mm-hmm.
I already opened actually last month a savings account. So I'm saving money and I'm not touching that money at all. So
nice.
Yeah, that money's only going for the cafe.
That's really great.
Yeah, dude, that's really cool. Very good. So I think we're pretty much like. Oh, Mel, do you want to add anything? Questions helping Nelly?
No, I think you are. It was great to hear your update, and good luck with saving money on your business. And that all sounds really great. And in terms of Jorge, I just wanted to say yes. Like, cut expenses. Dogs are very expensive. I spent so much money on dogs, and I realized that it was outside of my means. And then got them better homes, relocating. Good luck on that. Exciting. I've done that many times, and it's great now, actually. And it's actually statistically, most Americans are living paycheck to paycheck. It's just a fact. And I was just reading this article today about how debt enslaved our entire country. It's clearly true. I have millennials, like especially millennials, and basically also that it's harder than ever for us. Say, I have friends in San Francisco who make 6 figures, $100,000. 115,000 actually, and they can't even afford to live because their rent is so high and their living expenses and their commute and all the tolls. I'm like, how is it possible that you make six figures? I mean, it's not a sad story, but and you can't even pay your bills, you know. And she has 2 dogs, so it's like raising 2 kids as well. And so it's just crazy. I have friends who have master's degrees and they're all, or even just undergraduate degrees, and they're still in college debt. So you know, it's kind of like, you know, the story of millennials or Americans right now. You know, very few of us are surviving in their, you know, our 30s, 40s, and it's certainly not your 20s. You know, so yeah, it's a common issue.
Indeed. And in terms of just like wrapping up, you know, we do finish a round of checkouts. That's kind of like Mel's checkout. I'll check out by saying that, like, you know, everybody, not just the 4 of us, needs help with their lives, you know, and the more we can help people's lives, and this is like the foundation to the entire network that I'm founding, it's like, you know, by organizing our lives, everything else and all the way up the entire societal chain will get organized. You know,
Yes,
so if we help someone's
exactly.
actual life, that will help all the businesses that they're working on, all the organizations that they're working on, and the society and the government, everything. It helps everything. And I think that as a society, we've just skipped the people, and we always focus on all the organizations, and the people are falling through the cracks, and it's just destabilizing our whole society. So I'll just say that. Check. Nelly and Jorge, do you guys want to kind of check out and wrap it up?
Yeah, sure. I guess the meeting today was quite good. It helps like to see in a different way your problems and everybody else's problems.
Nice. Nelly?
Yes, I'm sorry, I miss a lot, but I'm reading everything from everyone else, and it's very interesting to see everyone else's. And thank you for this.
Cool. So I think we're pretty much good to go. So me and Nelly and Jorge are going to check in about what we're going to do right now as we move forward. And then Mel, I will hear you on the call. You can just, you know, I was going to try to 3-way it into here and record it and stuff too. So
should I just stay on the call then?
You can, but it looks like we're doing the hangout. So it'd be better for you to, you can stay on the call, but then also try to get on the hangout and then just, you know, get off the call or whatever when we get on, when you get on it. Make sure we both get on the call.
Well, I'm definitely going to get on the hangout, but should I stay on the cell phone with you? No, right?
You don't have to, but, you know, unless you, but for now, we might want to stay on just to make sure we get on the call together.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Cool.
All right.
So, let's check out the calendar real quick. So this would be Unity Net Info calendars.
Can we see your screen?
Oh, you guys can't see my screen, huh?
No.
All right, let's see here. There we go.
Thanks.
So the next one is the FCon experience. So this is basically just open time. So we could do with the 3 of us, we could do FCon experience, but I'm also going to have my ear in this another world call. The other option is all 4 of us just help take notes for another world call and just collaboratively work with that. And then lastly, the other option is that you and Nelly, like Jorge and Nelly, you guys could break off into a buddy team, and then me and Mel could do our own buddy team with another world call, and then basically check back in at the end. Jorge, you have another hour, or what's the time frame?
Right now it's 2 minutes before 3, so we just wrap it up. Are we starting the next session now?
Yeah. So that we're just making a plan. So are you going to be here for another hour, or how long do you have?
Yeah, sure. I can stay here for another hour.
Yeah, and Nelly, what's your time frame?
I have, I think, 3 more hours, because then I want to go to the movies to see Alien Covenant.
Nice. Okay, so
yeah.
The options are, let's just note here, options. Options. So one is you could do buddy team Nelly and Jorge, and basically, you know,
Value tracking.
yeah, it gets you
Yeah.
value tracking and stuff like that. The other option would be to, you know, we could do the FQN experience with Nelly, Jorge, and Jay, but I'm gonna also have my ear into the Another World conference call. So the Another World is one of our sponsored programs, and so Another World call, and we could technically all do that as well. So anyways, I'm gonna start getting into that right now. No, it doesn't work on your browser. So can you guys have an idea of what you want to do, what your preference is?
We can do both because I don't think it will take us a long time to do value tracking because
Yes.
we only have to check, we only have to send some emails and check the value tracking from yesterday and who replied from the
Jorge, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Nelly dropped off there.
Okay.
Okay, so let's do that. So let's do like a half an hour of value tracking. Let that
Yes.
get going, and then you guys can check back in whenever. And then we're good. So do you guys want to go to the
Sure.
secondary hangout and then just come back here after?
Yes,
Yes, sure.
Okay, cool.
sure.
Awesome.
Okay, the meeting's starting.
I'm trying to join right now, Mal. It says I'm asking to join. It
Okay, then
says-
we will join you in half an hour, okay?
Okay, yeah, if you need to take longer, that's fine.
Okay,
Awesome.
bye.
Good work. Ciao. Hey, Mal, can you hear me?
Yeah, I just joined the meeting.
Okay, it says that I'm asking to join. You'll join the meeting when. Oh, here we go.
It is
I'm in.
magical.
Okay, I'm in.
Just to give everybody a heads up, we are reaching the state of the Hangout where it will sometimes automatically mute you, just because there's so many people in the call. So just check whether or not you're muted before you talk. Hey, Sunil.
This is so cool seeing everyone. I love it.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Did I count myself? 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 9. I think Skylar said she was going to make it too. 10.
Alicia, can you tell me how I get the people's images to come up automatically depending on who's talking?
Oh, if you have someone pinned, then it won't. So you just have to click again on whoever you pinned.
Great. Thank you. This is awesome. Thanks for setting it up, you guys. Hi, Daria. Hi. Who's that? Sherry. Oh, Sherry. Hi. How are you? Hi. I recognized your voice. Yeah. So we have. What's a quorum for this group? Alicia or David? Anyone? Is the quorum just like we start a few minutes after, or are we waiting for certain people?
Hey, Molly, I'm sorry. My browser quit real quick. Did you figure it out?
Yeah, I did. Thank you.
Okay, cool.
I'm gonna stop the broadcast here, guys. It's a different call, but we'll have the audio recording.